don't let Jason know. I know he's somewhere in the building.
He'll see it sooner or later.
That's a good
Perfect
question.
question.
Yeah.
I actually get
They're all
this quite a
good.
bit. And it's a tough question because I can't really answer it.
From Cheyenne. Am I saying it?
Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Cheyenne. Say it again.
Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Sorry.
You're watching Shift Happens Beyond the Boxes, where we take a look at the inner workings of the moving industry.
How we doing, guys? I am Nick. I'm the Director of Operations here at MoveitPro. I am joined with Jeannie, our Senior Sales Specialist. We are here commandeering Jason's podcast room to
don't
do
tell
another
anybody.
Shift Happens Beyond the Boxes podcast. We're here today to answer a bunch of your questions, get you guys a more active feeling for MoveitPro. So we're ready for your questions.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Nick, for that intro. And yes, don't let Jason know. I know he's somewhere in the building.
He'll see it sooner or later.
He will. We don't have to tell him now. No one has to tell him now.
For our first question, it's from Tim in Canada. Long way away. What is the most powerful feature that most customers often overlook in your software?
Oh, that's a good question.
And kind of open-ended, actually, because there's a few answers I want to give.
Yep.
First of which, honestly, being our call integration. I think a lot of owners are actually using their cell phone for their business operations. Reclaim your cell phone for your own phone and have an actual business line for your office. We do that for you at MoveitPro. If you take advantage of our call integration, not only do you get a phone number with an actual call tree, so it says, thank you for calling ABC Moving, press 1 to do this or 2 to do that. You can also set up different times to where if they call in during the day, it comes to you, but if they call in at night, it comes to somebody else, things like that. It also records all of your phone calls. You can go back a year later and hit play and listen to it.
That's fantastic.
Huge feature in our system that I don't think is being used by enough of our customers.
It's not being used enough, and it's actually an amazing feature because we did it exclusively because it was actually a request from movers.
Yes.
Because isn't it true in the industry that they carry several phones? From what I've heard, I've been told one has one call, on one phone, one has another phone, and they're
Is what we want
multitasking.
to be, yes. Most people, I swear, are still using their actual cell phone, one number, and it's their personal one as well.
So this would be an amazing feature. And then I think what's another great thing about that call integration where we could segue is the follow-up process because it's all integrated within our system.
Yep. Actually, follow-up's another one people use, but I don't think they use it to the fullest.
How
if
so?
you don't set a follow-up in our system, it automatically sets a follow-up for 24 hours later. You don't have to set a follow-up. But a lot of times you do tell somebody, hey, I'm going to call you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. You don't want to have to remember I have to call him tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
You're doing a million things already.
Set it up in your system. It will tell you to call them at 3 o'clock.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. And what about the crew, the meet your crew text?
I love that one too. So this is actually the day of or the day before. It gives more of a personal feeling to your customers. It will send them a text the day of saying, hey, meet your crew. And it shows Tom and John and Nick are all coming out to you today. And it shows a picture of them and maybe what their specialties are. So before your guys arrive, they know who the driver is, who the helper and mover is, and they see a face. They know who's coming out to their house.
I love that because presence and the professionalism of really showing that to your clients.
Absolutely.
I think it just really will speak volumes to that company. I mean, I would definitely want to go with that company, knowing who's going to be at my door
It just
and
makes
moving
you
my
look more
items.
professional and it takes that extra step.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And what about those note takers? I'm a note taker. If anybody's a note taker out there, that's critical.
I think this gives more of a personal touch to your customers too. Now, when you're talking to them, a lot of people bring up things about themselves like, oh, it's my son's graduation. It's coming up and this and that. Take a note of it in your software. You can even leave a follow-up, call them back 3 weeks later. Hey, how did the graduation go? It gives that much more of a personal feel to your guests and your customers.
That's fantastic. I love that. It just personalizes everything. And then you're just not missing out on still that personal touch because people say, oh, well, technology can sometimes take that away, but not really. It's supposed to enhance your life.
I think technology should always enhance, not take over or do for you.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, hopefully that provided the answers that you needed to hear.
A couple of them at least.
Well, here we have James from Austin, Texas. How does the lead management system actually help movers close more jobs? You want to take that on, Nick?
The first thing is it's going to limit mistakes. You create an accurate good estimate right from the start without forgetting to add this charge or that charge, forgetting that their distance is this far so that my fuel fee is this much. It does all that for you.
I mean, accuracy is key because it's generating more accurate quotes, and you don't want to devalue your job as far as what you're doing as moving company owners.
There's too many people out there that lowball say, I'm going to do this job for $800, knowing that it's going to be $3,000.
Oh my goodness.
We don't ever want to be like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We've touched this in the previous question, but again, this helps movers look more professional.
A lot of people don't even send out quotes or proposals or anything like that. So the fact that they are giving you an actual proposal, that digital copy they can digitally sign, keep in their email, things like that, it just makes you look more professional and that much more.
Oh my goodness. And when you're talking about the digital signatures, I mean, we even have some new features that we're making it even more easier for those that don't even have to be on the job, the owners.
Of course. So a lot of times we get a complaint really that they can't collect signatures. The customer's not there when they go out to move their home. Click of a button sends a text or an email to the customer. They can sign it right from their phone. It still tracks when they signed it, timestamps and dates it, and you're still in compliance.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So, I mean, and it tapped into right into that next, where it does ensure the compliance with state regulations. I mean, that is critical. Why don't you dive deeper with that? Because I get a lot of questions with our clients when it comes to our digital bill of lading and state regulations. But why don't you just dive a little bit deeper, Nick?
There's a few states that are different than others, but every state has regulations. You're not going to get away from it. Thankfully, our bill of lading is compliant in all states. There's a few changes we have to make depending on what state you're in, but we do all that work for you. We want you to feel completely at ease with it, that what you're doing is state regulated and correct, and it shouldn't be a worry that you have to mess with. That's why you have our software, and we just handle it for you.
Perfect. And then, of course, we want to be able to not really get any chargebacks, but if we do, technology and that digital thumbprint.
If you do it correct, we're going to win.
We're going to win. And that's what we want to do. We want to win. Well, we want to make sure that we're ensuring that service that we provide, but at the same time, protect ourselves.
Although we can't stop chargebacks from happening, we can limit our losses.
Correct. Correct. Perfect. So definitely, in short, this is the only tool needed to start, grow, and run your moving company. So let's hop on to the next question. Robert from Madison, Wisconsin. What does our AI really do? And what are realistic expectations? You want to dive into that one?
So this is a big one more recently now. I do feel like other systems are really trying to do more AI features and technologies. I'm all for AI as a tool to help your business grow.
Correct.
I'm not all for AI to take over our positions.
I think it loses the personal touch just a bit. I mean, you want it. It's kind of like having that personal executive assistant, it's getting all your information, right? Writing all your information. You could look back at what is needed with the technology of the AI, but the actual business?
No matter who you talk to, whether it be an owner or a customer standpoint, they want to talk to a human being.
Of course.
And I get that a lot of companies now are a one-man show. As an owner, you don't have time to be on the call with people and run your company and do the jobs, things like that. Let us handle it. That's what our Lion's Den's for. We will be on the call with a customer, a real human being, booking and scheduling your jobs. If you don't use our call center, it should be you, or you have a sales rep that's on the phone with these people. I am all for AI being a supplement, like it records your calls, or we're getting into the one now that actually sums up your calls. It'll be a translator of what you discussed. I'm all for that. You can read it easier than having to listen to an hour conversation, but I don't really want to push to where it answers the calls for us.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree. And I mean, we're segueing now. Emily from Savannah, Georgia, she's actually asking, how can moving companies automate their daily operations with our software, which is, we were just discussing the Lion's Den.
So I kind of like that better than the AI. I'm all for automation. If you book a job, it's going to automatically send a text or an email to the customer. Hey, you're scheduled for this time, this day. Our crew will be there at this time, things like that. I'm all for that. But it's a trigger. You create a job, it automatically does this for you. That type of automation, I'll improve any day.
I mean, absolutely. And then what I love is that there's control with our software. We're not that cookie cutter software per se. Our software can be tailored,
Mm.
in the back end. And that's what I love. I like to give a shout out to our techs and our support team because they are there giving that service to the owners, utilizing the software so they could be successful.
That's really more so because we were built by movers for movers.
Right. I mean, we plug that in, but that's true.
We actually started as a moving company. We knew what we wanted for our software to use on a daily basis, and we made it because we knew how we needed it. I like the term you use, cookie cutter, because there's a lot of softwares out there that they're software guys that they can write code, but they don't know about the moving industry. They created their software as I can write this code for a moving CRM without the experience of why you need that code that way.
Correct. I mean, because I do get asked that question so many times, what makes us different? But when you get to hear the story of what Jason has shared with seeing his father, never really being home. And he showed me the documents, like the paper that they would have to look for, or they would have to go back, and find that, customer that's actually going to move again. And he decided we have to do this better. We have to be able to find a way. And that is how MoveitPro came to be. Because Jason is a family man, and family's important. And many times when I speak with owners, they're like, Jeannie, I mean, I'm out on the field, and don't get me wrong, I loved doing this business, and we call it the movers hustle. But there's some point where they want to be with their families, where they want, to not miss out on special occasions. And that's what the power of technology has done.
And this will free up a lot of your time.
Yes.
To spend more time with the family.
Yes, absolutely.
Here's a word from one of our sponsors.
Running a moving company can be a challenge, especially when it comes to staffing during peak seasons. That's where Lion's Den booking service comes in. We understand the unique needs of moving companies and offer a solution that makes staffing easy and efficient. With Lion's Den, you gain access to a network of reliable professionals ready to assist you at a moment's notice. Our pay-per-minute model allows for flexible scheduling, so you only pay for the time you use. Let us do the hunting, booking, selling for you. And with dedicated support from our team, help is always just a click away. Sign up now and enjoy a 25% discount for the first 3 months of service. Take advantage of this exclusive offer to streamline your operations and maximize your profitability. Join Lion's Den booking service today and revolutionize the way you manage your moving business.
So let's see. And then our goal definitely is to help owners scale their business, which we've shared. We've already shared about their families. And then we got William from Orlando here. He's hopping a skip away because we are in Central Florida. Yep. How can moving companies improve their close rate on estimates? That's a good one.
Well, I don't like to push lead providers.
Why not?
Help. They do help. And honestly, some are better than others. When it comes to lead providers, I do feel like what you pay for is what you get.
That's true.
So the ones that are trying to offer 300 leads for $300, don't
you have to err of caution. Yeah.
It's just not going to work out. If you're paying $5 to $12 a lead, it's most likely a real lead that you can get business from.
Okay.
The more expensive the lead, a lot of times the bigger the results. I think Google Ads is probably your best bet nowadays, but they're kind of expensive.
I was just going to say that because I've heard owners say it's just pricey, but they're not really competing with others as the lead providers are, where it's just saturated.
Correct.
Okay. So that makes sense. Wow. I mean, and then here we have, let's go into the next question. I think it's Brandon from Jackson, Mississippi. How can you use automation without losing the personal touch with customers?
So that's what we were talking about earlier. I like keeping it somewhat lower on the scale. Automation should be helping you save time, not necessarily doing your job for you.
Yeah, but isn't that, and that's exactly, I believe, what the MoveitPro software does, because I usually like to say, AI, right? Everyone's into the AI, which is fantastic. There's amazing things that it does. However, MoveitPro is like an AI. It's automation on steroids.
Correct.
And so we've invested creating that. Well, I haven't invested in it. It's been Jason, right? And that is what it has been working for, I think, about over a decade now, right?
Yeah.
That we've been established. And then what's happening is that AI speeds everything up, but there's hiccups along the road, right? Because it's not perfected as of yet.
And not everyone quotes or does an estimating process the same way.
Correct.
So they might ask a question randomly that the AI just kind of overlooks because it can't answer it.
Absolutely.
Automation doesn't have to be just our automated emails and text messaging and things like that, which are all great features. Our system itself is automating your business. I like to tell people when we're training them, follow the stars. If there's a little asterisk next to something, it's required. You got to fill it out. If you only go through and fill out the required steps, you don't need any of the other steps. You will still get a great quote just by filling out these answers. Now, that quote's going to be even more accurate the further you go if you do the other ones that are not required. But just simply follow the stars, and you're going to get an accurate quote.
Absolutely. I mean, and all that's going to go with the onboarding process here when you do sign on with MoveitPro. Those are the questions that you provide to the customers as you're doing the onboarding. Nick is the one who actually does the onboarding process here for MoveitPro. But with that being said as well, they still can manipulate the estimate.
My job is to help you learn your software, how you can tailor it, but it's entirely up to you of how you want to tailor it.
Correct.
I just gave you the options.
That makes it very flexible, really easy. I mean, we do have a variety of movers that have different ways of running their business, different business models. And I think that's the beauty of the software, that we have that flexibility.
Absolutely.
I know that we didn't talk about Google Calendars, but I mean, that we cater to every kind of calendar, from what my understanding is when we had our development talk.
Google is always the most popular. We kind of based our software after Google, so we integrate with anything Google.
That's awesome.
We do have plenty of calendars in our software as well, but a lot of people are using
Google.
Crew and stuff that obviously they're not users. They can't see their jobs or system, things like that, but they do have access to their Google Calendar. So you add a job in MoveitPro, it automatically syncs to your Google Calendar. Now all of your Crew guys can see those jobs as well. I like it better the way our system works normally, because if you schedule them to a move, they're going to see it on their app.
Yeah.
All of your guys should download the app. It's free for both Apple and Android.
Yeah.
Every one of your employees should have the app on their phone just to see when their jobs are and things like that.
And they get a reminder. I just found out.
That's a new feature, actually.
I had a customer call in and says, Jeannie, my guys are not logging in. They're not looking. Is there anything that gives them a notification 24 hours before? And lo and behold, I didn't even know. I just found out. That's awesome. That's fantastic. So that makes it easier for the owners. And we are moving on to the next question, but that's great stuff, Nick. I think I'm going with Ashley from Denver, Colorado. What are some tips for reducing cancellations and no-shows? That's a good question.
That's really our follow-up process.
Yeah.
We start there. Anytime we set up a follow-up, we do try and make sure that, is there any reason you're not going to be able to be at this meeting?
You got to follow up.
We call them typically the day before. Hey, we're supposed to be there tomorrow at 9 a.m. I just wanted to make sure everything was okay with it.
Yep, and if there's any changes.
You never want to go out there with your guys the day of just to find out it's been canceled or anything like that.
Yes.
So the follow-up and the confirmations beforehand is going to save you time and money later.
Absolutely. And I mean, it makes it stress-free. It makes it definitely stress-free.
Yep.
And what about Crew no-shows?
That's a tough one. Yell at your guys.
I'm trying to understand that question a little bit, but what about the Crew no-shows? I mean, from what I've heard with Jason in his experience is that you're always having to hire, right? You're always in the hiring process with crews. If that's what Ashley is asking.
My only way around it to combat this is we do have crew confirmations. You physically have to send a text message to your employee saying we have a job at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Do you want to take it? And they physically have to respond yes or no to it. If they don't respond, it's technically marks them as a no. If they do respond, it gives you the option to give that job to them. Now, you might send that to 50 employees, and the first 5 people to respond back are the ones that get the job. It's entirely up to you how that process works. But now you have accountability. If they really don't show up, you can say, look, you told me at this text message you were going to be there. Accountability is the only thing you can go from there. So.
I know, and you want to be able to have the team that you need. And so I think that's why the technology does help for speed, because if you need to actually send it to someone else for
But
them to
day
accept.
of, you find out somebody's in a no-show today, remove their name and put somebody else in their place. It instantly goes to their phone and creates a notification.
Love it. Love it. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. And then now we have here Michael from Boston, Massachusetts. How do the best movers handle follow-ups and reminders?
Same way everybody else does. When you're speaking to somebody, if you're not going to book and schedule them right now, I get a follow-up date.
Okay.
Unless they tell me, no, I'm not going to go with you, I'm calling tomorrow, unless we get an actual time. But we are going to follow up until they're dead or tell us otherwise.
And I mean, yeah, within the follow-ups, I mean, all that can be just scheduled and set in the back end of the system, however they want to do it.
Yep.
Correct?
And
Okay.
even if they don't want to do anything, it automatically makes one for the next day.
Okay. That's perfect. So hopefully that is definitely answering questions. We have, who is next? I have here Sarah from Brooklyn, New York. So what is a tariff and where do I get one? Do I even need one? That's a good
Perfect
question. Yeah.
I actually get
They're all
this quite
good.
a bit. And it's a tough question because I
Yeah.
can't really answer it.
Why
what
not?
I mean by that is a tariff is in your system. We actually only accept two different tariffs, either weight in miles or cubic feet and miles.
Mhm.
So every state's different. I wish I could say just go to your DOT and say, look, I'm a moving company. Here's my license.
But it's not
I
easy.
need a tariff for our state. I wish it was that simple. It should be that simple when you think about it.
It's not.
They are most likely going to send you to a lawyer, and a lawyer is going to draw it up for you. Anything I've ever heard from has usually been about $2,000 for an actual tariff.
Mm-hmm.
I do prefer the tariff to be in weight and miles. I think it makes more sense to know what you're actually carrying.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people look at it like, how much room is it going to take up on my truck?
Correct.
So they'd rather go by cubic feet and miles.
Okay.
Either or is fine, but it's not something that we can create for people. It's different for every state. You have to go to your DOT and say, look, I need a tariff. Hopefully they'll give you one easy. Most likely you're going to give you 3 or 4 different people that could give you one.
Mm-hmm.
And you will have to pay for that directly through them. But once you get a tariff, you can bring that to us. We'll actually create it in your software for you and implement it. So as soon as you do a long distance move, it will most likely take place of your tariff rather than your regular customizations in the system. Most people are going to charge hourly for a local
Right.
move. It's an 8-hour move. We're charging $150 an hour for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a tariff is usually for long distance moves, anything out of state or over 60 miles.
Mm-hmm.
They'll use a tariff rate rather than an hourly rate.
Mm-hmm.
is
And in the
only
system,
difference.
that's fantastic. And in the system, automatically that's set up in the back end for whatever the threshold is
Correct.
of what that tariff is going to be implemented in, and then it'll switch over
As soon as you have
automatically.
a move that's over, say, 60 miles, it
Okay.
automatically goes to your tariff rather than your hourly rates.
Perfect. That's great. I mean, and really, our software is being used, right, across the United States and overseas. I mean, we recently have clients in Colombia and France, which is exciting, among others that are utilizing our software. And so that's fantastic. I love that. We have one that is just popping up here, Jason Lincoln from Nebraska. Is there a mobile app my team can use in the field? Absolutely. Absolutely. Go for it.
So we pride ourselves on actually being good for Apple and Android. I'm always an Apple fan, so I'm glad we do that one.
I like them both, but yes. Mm-hmm.
I do feel like a lot of our app improvements have actually come out recently to where now on your app you can actually send text messages to the customer saying that we're on our way. It actually sends them a text or an email saying, click this link to track our progress. So
Mhm.
kind of like DoorDash or Uber Eats,
Yeah,
they
the
see the
GPS.
truck on their way to their house.
Love it.
The customer can track that vehicle all the way to their origin, to their destination. But as soon as their job is actually done, the customer can no longer track that employee
Okay.
anymore. But the owners at the office can see where their guys are at from their system whenever they want to.
So even if they take a break,
Correct.
that's awesome.
It'll actually say this guy's been stopped for 22 minutes or this guy is traveling at 64 miles an hour. Whenever you want to, you can look in and see where your crew's at.
Wow, that's fantastic. I mean, that really organizes, gives really the owners a peace of mind knowing where everything is at, and really all of that inventory, all the furniture, the items for the customers, that they're protected and safe.
Yep.
So that's fantastic.
And accessible from everyone, not just the owners, but the crew guys too.
Yes, yes.
Here's a word from one of our sponsors.
Attention moving company owners. Are you tired of managing your business with spreadsheets and pen and paper methods? Do you want to streamline your operations, increase your bookings, and look more professional to your customers? Then it's time to switch to MoveitPro software. Our cloud-based platform provides everything you need to manage your moving company in one place, from booking and dispatching to payment processing and customer communication. Plus, with features like GPS tracking, real-time notifications, and detailed reporting, you'll be able to optimize your operations and take your business to the next level. So what are you waiting for? Visit www.moveitpro.com to schedule a free demo today and see how we can help you move your business forward.
Oh, they provided another question. Elizabeth from Tacoma, Washington. What support is included? For example, phone, chat, email, dedicated account manager.
All the above.
Yes.
So
That's what I do. But go ahead.
We are actually available from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday we're available on chat support. So although we're not in the office, you can still reach us via chat at any time. In our chat support, we actually pride ourselves to answer with under a minute. So there's always somebody there to actually walk you through things. We do have an actual help desk. So if it's easier, a lot of people are more visual learners. You can come into chat. How do I add a new employee? And we're going to send you a 1 to 3 minute video of somebody actually doing it in your system. You can follow along and do exactly what they do.
That's fantastic. The dedicated account manager, I wanted to say, yes, that's me. That's usually me overseeing. I will go on really the coattails of what the owners prefer. Sometimes owners have long days and they cannot connect with somebody until after hours. That is definitely how MoveitPro works here for our clients. Send me an email, send me a message, right? You know,
we actually prefer to do our trainings one-on-one over a Zoom link. And like I said, we're available till 10 p.m. So there's no reason why we can't sit down at 9 o'clock at night and teach you this software.
And they get excited that we can do that.
If we're actually doing it one-on-one, it helps people learn faster because they're actually doing it and walking through the whole thing together. I expect 3 to 5 trainings for a new customer. If it's just a sales rep, really 1 or 2 hour long sessions, they're usually okay. But owners have a lot more to learn with like the back end settings and stuff like that. That 3 to 5 hour long sessions is really what it takes for them.
I mean, and it's unlimited and it's free.
Free and unlimited. Yep.
It's free and unlimited.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah. Let's hop into Olivia from Cheyenne. Am I saying it?
Wyoming.
Cheyenne. Say it again.
Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Sorry. Cheyenne, Wyoming. I want to switch software. Can I import my customers and jobs into MoveitPro? Absolutely. Come on over.
So we can transfer all customer information. Name, phone number, email, or origin, destination addresses, email addresses. But we can't transfer job history. Like what you actually did for a customer. It's not going to pull over their bill of lading.
Of course.
Their itemized list of inventory.
But if it's any kind of like specialty client that they have, we have in the activity, the account data, where we can actually upload those documentations if they want to store, you know, anything that's important for that specific customer.
Yes.
That's not
and we
a
still don't
problem.
want you to lose your data. So all of your client history is going to be there.
Yeah. And we definitely work with our clients when they're doing that transition. Right? Absolutely.
We actually handle it for you. If you can send me a PDF or an Excel sheet, I got you.
Yep. Didn't we did something like that? You just reminded me of our inventory because we even made it easier for our clients to even do that.
So a lot of people have a set inventory list in their system and they don't want to lose that. And yes, we can transfer that.
Yes.
Our system comes with 300 plus industry standard items. But if you're like a special company, like we have one that does dog grooming.
I know.
Our system is not set up for dog grooming, but we made it work.
We made it work.
Took his inventory
Livestock.
and redid it, and it works.
That's fantastic. Here we go. We have a Logan from Chicago. Does it integrate with QuickBooks, Stripe, or other payment processors? Oh, yes. Okay. Go
The
for
first
it.
yes, the latter no.
Yeah.
So we
They're third
actually
parties.
partner with QuickBooks.
Mhm.
So if you take a payment in MoveitPro, it's automatically going to transfer to QuickBooks for you instantly. But you did mention Stripe, and the next one is the payment processor. And unfortunately, whatever merchant you want to use, they do have to use authorize.net as our payment gateway, or their payment gateway.
Right.
Now, most everyone does, but I know that Stripe, Square, and Clover, and QuickBooks, unfortunately, do not.
Yeah.
So if you call your merchant, say, do you guys use authorize.net? If they say yes, they're going to work with our software.
But you know what? I mean, we've partnered with Remedy. So we have a solution if you really needed to utilize, a fantastic company, that's Remedy.
And they
That's
do
gonna help.
guaranteed a price match or do better because we use them for so many other accounts.
Yes, they do. I mean, I've only heard great things about them. I met them in person. Fantastic company. I mean, I would definitely recommend it. And even if you are using a credit card merchant already, you definitely should check out their pricing structure because they'll
might be
match
worth
it.
switching.
Yep. Absolutely. Have you been established? All right. And then, I love that name, Ella from Reno. Is the software cloud-based and can I access it from anywhere? Absolutely. It is
Yep.
cloud-based. So we've already discussed whether you favor Apple or Android. Either or, the software can be utilized almost from anywhere. Yep.
So far, we've a couple people that have used it from very remotes. Like we actually now have somebody in South Africa.
That's right.
He had to use a VPN to use our software.
But that's a simple solution.
But it works. And that
Yes.
VPN is only $5 a month. And
Yes.
he's using our software.
I love it. South Africa is using our software. It is so exciting. It's exciting.
I'm glad to see that we're really branching out all
Yes.
over the place because we've had London for quite a while, Australia, but now to get into like really France and Europe.
Yeah,
and
Colombia.
Bolivia, we have somebody
My
there now.
country. Absolutely. I'm excited. I'm excited. Well, we definitely want to be able to go a little bit and sprinkle MoveitPro all over. Fantastic. Let's see if we have one more. Oh, I think that's about it. Was there anything that we needed to cover that is up and coming that's new? Like when we were talking about our developments, is there anything that we can give a little like sneak peek or I can't say anything?
There's a couple big developments that I don't think we can bring up yet.
Okay,
'cause
we won't
we're
bring
still
it
a
up.
few months away.
Next podcast with Jason.
But something that we did just agree on.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do more of these podcasts. It's been a little
Absolutely.
while since we've actually done one, so we're definitely going to get back into these.
It's a summer.
We do a bug fix article every month, and we've done that since before I started over 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make that a digital form.
Oh, nice.
So from now on, we are going to do a bug fix article showing what we changed or improved over the last month in the software. And we do pride ourselves on doing something new every month.
Absolutely.
Whether it's improving or coming out with a new feature altogether. I want to put that into a digital form, actual video form, and we're going to start sending that out once a month as well.
That's fantastic. Oh my gosh. I think this is the first time I'm hearing from this. I mean, I've been so busy. But I mean, I love that. I love that we're always developing. We don't like to do things prematurely. That is what Jason has said. And I think that's what makes a difference in eliminating any hiccups with our system and affecting any of our customers. That's the last thing we want.
I really made that change because there's too many softwares that develop something that's not ready, but they put it out anyway.
And we're eager.
And I feel like they do it, yes, because they can see what their issues are and fix them too. Do it right the first time.
Correct.
I feel like we should never put out something unless we know 100% it's good to go.
Yeah.
And I'd rather be that standpoint than the other.
Yeah. I mean, MoveitPro is really powerful. It's been functioning very well. I mean, if there's ever been any hiccups within, I don't even know how fast we are on it, taking care of
as
it.
Possible.
It's incredible.
It's a harsh answer to say, but if you look at it, I have too many horror stories of companies that they called to say, I need this fixed. And they get an answer a week later. We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
No, I know.
No. I mean, we're going to answer you right now. Whether it's a good answer or not, even if we're not going to be able to do that, we're going to most likely offer ways around it. hey,
Yeah.
we don't actually have what you're looking for,
Yeah.
but we do have this, which does this and this, and I'm going
Mhm.
to show you how that works.
I mean, one of the number one things is communication. Communicating with the customers, communicating and knowing, every detail and every facet of what's going on with MoveitPro. And if we're not doing that, that's where, all of the craziness happens. I mean,
Yeah.
I've heard stories, even when I'm in the middle of meetings and customers will be like, well, how do you do this? And I may not know that answer. I always tell my customers, I may know 95% of the software, but the back end or the deep tech part of it, let me ask who can answer that question. And they're in shock because they thought that they would have to wait a week.
Yep.
Or they would have to wait for an email that may never come, right? And that's just not
We don't
our
wanna
business
treat our
model.
customers like that.
Jason does not want that. He definitely wants us to be able to handle our customers, well.
And because we're always improving, even people that have been a customer of ours for 2 years, half the time they
Loyal.
don't know that it's completely different from what you were 2 years ago.
Because they're accustomed to how they've been doing it.
They do it this way, and that's it.
And I'm going to segue in why we have our team reach out to our loyal customers. How is everything going? Is there anything that you need assistance? Did you know we offer this? Allow us to do a training and show you how you can use it too. And customers are excited. They're excited.
On that standpoint, everybody's asking us for like a Google clock in, clock out type thing.
Oh, really?
That's one of the developments we're coming out now with.
Yay! I'm
It's
excited.
just too many people want it, so we just made it happen.
I remember years ago someone was requesting that.
Yeah.
And so now it's going to happen. Love that. Love that. That's fantastic. Well, Nick, I think we're just about wrapping this up. I mean, is there anything else that we did not share today that would be so imperative for customers
Nothing
to know?
that we wouldn't add to the video that I was just talking about when we come out with our bug fix video.
I love that. I love that. Oh, well, listen, everyone, thank you so much. I mean, Nick, Director Operations, he's my go-to. Whenever I don't know any answers, I go to him. Also to our support team. And then Jason. Jason is right there, right alongside us.
Yep.
If we ever need anything, he is our CEO that is so involved with his business, MoveitPro. That's why it's like a family business. That's why I call him my brother.
Yep.
Anyway, this is Jeannie, your Senior Software Specialist, and Nick, our Director of Operations. This was an awesome, awesome Q&A, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Later, guys.
Thanks for tuning into our podcast. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and get notified each time a new one comes out. We'll see you next time.